The geopolitical fault lines between the United States and its European allies have widened significantly today following intense friction over the Trump administration's erratic and hawkish war stance against Iran. In an emergency diplomatic mission designed to maintain a unified Western front, high-ranking U.S. official Marco Rubio arrived at NATO headquarters to officially inform European defense ministers that while President Donald Trump remains very disappointed with the pace of back-channel negotiations, Washington is still holding its retaliatory airstrikes in a temporary pause. The high-level briefing occurs at a highly volatile moment as a fragile ceasefire, mediated by regional intermediaries, remains threatened by the Iranian supreme leader's absolute domestic decree that near-weapons-grade enriched uranium will not be sent onshore or exported under any circumstances. European leaders, particularly from France and Germany, have expressed deep private anxieties that Trump's transactional maximum pressure tactics are actively dismantling years of delicate non-proliferation frameworks. The behind-the-scenes diplomatic scramble comes as the broader international non-proliferation regime faces a historic structural crisis. In a separate but deeply interconnected development in New York, the official month-long review conference for the global Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, NPT, officially collapsed late Friday night without adopting a consensus final document. This marks the third consecutive NPT gathering to fail in achieving a unified global resolution, a catastrophic failure that arms control experts warn effectively leaves the international community without a standardized, legally binding blueprint to prevent an uncontained arms race, with the United States openly maintaining massive naval blockades in the Persian Gulf and China, aggressively expanding its mid-range missile deployments across East Asia. The breakdown of the NPT framework has severely undermined the moral authority of global governing bodies, leaving the international security architecture completely vulnerable to unilateral state actions. Despite the severe breakdown in multinational treaties, the immediate operational theater in the Persian Gulf is seeing an incredibly tense, highly calculated resumption of maritime commerce. In a highly anticipated logistical milestone, the Japanese government officially confirmed that a private oil tanker that successfully transited the Strait of Hormuz late last month is scheduled to arrive at a domestic refinery port this Monday, marking the first successful civilian energy shipment to reach Japan since the outbreak of the U.S.-Iran war. This high-seas transit was made possible by the temporary operational pause in Project Freedom, LSD, U.S.-led naval convoy mission that was temporarily halted to allow back-channel mediators room to negotiate a permanent resolution to Iran's shipping blockades. While financial markets have experienced wild whipsaws on these faint hopes of a diplomatic breakthrough, energy analysts maintain that the global fuel grid remains pinned to a razor's edge. Japanese Foreign Minister Toshimitsu Motegi held an intense phone consultation with his Iranian counterpart, Abbas Araghchi, stressing that the absolute free and safe passage of commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz remains a mandatory prerequisite to preventing an immediate global economic depression.